What if one camera could capture everything? No blind spots, no missed moments. This is the Xtra Sphra 360. I've spent the last 4 weeks testing this Xtra Sphra 360, and yeah, here's the truth. I like this camera a lot, but let me break down some of the aspects of this camera and what made me really like this camera. The Xtra Sphra 360 had an update a couple of days ago, and I was kind of poking around the menu system just to see what had got updated, and guess what I found? Well, it's got little earbuds where you can hook up earbuds to it, but I figured, well, let me try the DJI Mic Mini. And as you can see on the screen, I have audio. So yeah, now you've got wireless audio with the Xtra Sphra 360. Makes it even more of a compelling argument to get one of these Xtra products, especially the Sphra 360. Maybe Xtra is going to do it with their other cameras. That would be nice. So this is single lens mode. This is on D-Warp, the single lens mode with wide, and single lens mode in ultra wide. 170-degree field of view if you do it in single lens mode, which is very immersive because now you capture the entire scene. The audio that you're hearing right now is from the DJI Mic Mini connected to the Sphra 360. Now let's do an audio test with its built-in microphones. This is the built-in microphone. It is a little bit windy outside, as you can tell by the tree behind me here, but this is the built-in audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's go to some enhanced filtering. So now this is audio with its smart setting, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's go to its high noise reduction. Okay, noise reduction now set to high. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single lens mode with the built-in microphones. How does it sound? I'm gonna walk around a little bit because, like I said, it is windy, but the gusts, they kind of come and go. 24 miles per hour. How does the high noise reduction take care of the wind noise? Does it actually work really well? Considering I've got the camera about, about 1.5 feet away from me. With this ultra wide field of view, like I said, 170 degrees, 10-bit video. It's on normal right now. I'll do X-Log here in a moment. All right, I got the Xtra Sphra 360. Got it on the e-bike right now. And it's golden hour. I've got the audio connected to the DJI Mic Mini that's on my chest right now. So I should be able to get some really good, clean audio without having to worry about all the wind noise, because it does have a dead cat on it. And I'm shooting in their X-Log, which is kind of like DJI's D-Log M. So talking about the X-Log on the Xtra Sphra 360, I've got the DJI Nano shooting in its D-Log just to see side by side what the differences are, and do they color grade the same side by side. They should, considering, the Sphra is a DJI product, but that's another story. And it shoots 10-bit. We're shooting 360 right now, which is really, really nice because, 10-bit video is really worth it in the long run if you like to do color grading. Now, I talked about 10-bit before with these cameras, and that a lot of them are recording 10-bit at 420 chroma sampling instead of 422. Does that make a difference? I don't know. I mean, yeah, in the long run it does, but when you figure that once it gets put up to YouTube, it is now going to be knocked down to an 8-bit video. So keep that in mind. But it does give you some flexibility for color grading. Well, let's do a speed test with this e-bike. It's kind of a little moped style, dirt biking look e-bike. And this thing will get up and move, that's for sure, even though it's a smaller bike. But considering I've got the wireless microphone hooked up to it, how good is the audio coming out of this DJI Mic Mini into the Xtra Sphra? And that's 28 miles per hour right there. Like I said, fun little e-bike. Definitely a cool little cruiser. And since it is sunset or golden hour, if you like to call it that, should be some really nice colors that come out of this camera. Because basically it is the DJI Osmo 360. And today's our last warm day. We're 78 or 79 degrees today. And tomorrow we get into the 30s, and then we drop down into the 20s, and then back up to the 60s for a couple of days. So hey, I'll take it, because in the long run, when you consider that this is January in Texas, where most people around the country have snow, and we're enjoying these warm temperatures. When you have a 360 camera, the nice thing is you get to video everything around you, people around you, different aspects. You can get different shots from the same route that you just took, and different angle shots in the editing. And like they say, with a 360 camera, you never miss a moment, because you capture everything all the way around you, forward, backward, up, down. Okay, so now that we've got some of that out of the way, it's time to do a low light test with this Xtra Sphra 360. And how well does it do in low light? Ready, set, right, let's do a quick little overview of the specs of the Xtra Sphra 360. It has dual 1-inch equivalent sensors, has an aperture of f1.9, records 360 videos at 8K up to 50 frames per second, records 10-bit, and has a flat color profile that they call S-Log. Also has 105 gigabytes of internal storage, fast charging, easy mounting with either the Q20 thread or the DJI magnetic mount. Can take 100 megapixel panoramic photos and has a dedicated low light mode. Well, now it's time to do some pros and cons of this Xtra Sphra 360, but before I get to that, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And that's the Xtra company. If you look at the Xtra Sphra 360 and you peel off the shell, what do you get? You get a DJI Osmo 360. Is that a bad thing? No, that's a good thing for us consumers, because when you think about the Xtra Edge Pro, the Xtra Muse, it's just like the DJI products. So with that aside, let's get to the pros. First off, image quality. I think the image quality coming out of this camera is actually exceptional, considering that it's got these two 1-inch type square sensors. So it's, in theory, supposed to give you a little bit better video quality overall. I think that they do a really good job with it. Excellent low light performance. That's where the size of these sensors and whatever DJI or whatever Xtra, see, I almost slipped up there, whatever Xtra's doing with the algorithm inside the camera to be able to get that low light footage, I think it looks really, really good. It's got great build quality. I mean, the thing is built extremely well, built like a tank. It's got great battery life. You can get an hour and a half of 8K at 30 frames per second out of this small battery. And speaking of battery, the Xtra Sphra 360 is capable of fast charging, so that's another plus. Its mounting system. You can use the DJI mount, the magnetic mount on the bottom, or you got a Q20 on the bottom, so that makes mounting very, very easy. The ability to hook up a wireless microphone. That to me is a massive plus with the DJI Mic Mini. When I saw that in the menu system that I could connect it, and it actually connected and gave really good audio, that was a big plus. So Xtra, please add that to the Edge Pro and to the Xtra Muse, please. 10-bit video capability. 10-bit. Well, it's 4:2 chroma sampling, but it's 10-bit, so if you want to do some color grading and push the colors around, instead of millions of colors, now you have billions of colors to kind of push around. That's a plus. And speaking of colors, if you're going to do color grading, it does have X-Log, which is like DJI's D-Log M. It's got good internal audio. I think that the standard audio and the smart audio sound much better than the high, because I think that the high noise reduction sounds really overprocessed to me, but good internal audio nonetheless. Very responsive touchscreen. I mean, when you think of like the touchscreen on the Xtra Edge Pro, very responsive, just like a DJI product. The same thing with the Sphra 360. Very responsive, very intuitive, very easy to navigate. When it comes to editing, I think that the Xtra desktop and phone app for editing is excellent. So if you're already kind of used to doing the keyframing and moving the image around and exporting and all that, when you're doing a 360 video, this makes it very easy. So the desktop app is very powerful and very, very good in my opinion. Built-in storage. That's a big thing nowadays, because when you think that, you know, what if your SD card is full? What if it's corrupted? Now you've got 105 gigabytes of internal storage, and it still accepts an SD card. Now it's time to talk about some of the cons of this Xtra Sphra 360, because, you know, nothing is perfect in this world. The first con to me is going to be that it does not come with an extendable pole. You know what I'm talking about? 360 poles, right? Now, if you're already into the 360 ecosystem, whether you've got an Insta360 or a GoPro, whatever the case may be, then you already have that pole, but I wish that they would have offered that in that package. Second con. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat on the second con. It may just be my unit, but the battery door on it does not seal very well, and it makes me kind of curious about the waterproof capability. What I mean is, see if we can see it there, but it's got a little bit of a bow to it. So it makes me feel that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting this in the water. But like I said, with the caveat, it may just be the unit that I got to test out. And the other big thing is going to be non-replaceable lenses. Now, yes, they do have these little lens cups that can go over it. Since Insta360 came out with the replaceable lenses, that to me is a really big deal, because with one of my X4s that had dropped on the ground, lens completely scratched up, terrible condition. Camera's now just a paperweight. I wish that they would have done it, because even GoPro with the Max 2, they did offer replaceable lenses. And the last con is going to be no lens cover. What I mean by that is, if you're used to Insta360, the X2, X3, X4, X5, you've got those little rubber shields that will go up over the lens. All that you get with the Xtra Sphra 360 is this cloth pouch to put the camera into. And yeah, it does protect the lenses while it's in there, but I wish that they had something that just kind of covered up over the top of it. You know, overall, I've had a blast testing out this camera, and I've actually used it a lot more than what I thought that I would, because I think that the image quality coming out of it is very, very good. And the desktop app is very easy to navigate, very intuitive and very powerful. And the camera is very powerful. The battery life is just great on it. So overall, I find myself reaching for this one a little bit more than what I had anticipated. So considering that it's less than the DJI Osmo 360, but you get all of those pros, yeah, it's really a good camera. So I'll put product links down in the description below so that you guys can check it out for yourself. And a big thank you to Xtra for sending me out the Sphra 360 for me to test and check out. And also, YouTube wants you to check out this video up here. Definitely check out that video. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next review. Bye-bye.